Good morning, it's Linda with LRX Creations. Today I'm going to work on Tiger Glove. This is good. I believe it's a female tiger licking on her buddy, the male tiger. I finished the top up here. I'm working on the nose. There's just a few left, so I'm starting this section, and I'll jump over where the letters are over there, same ones. Bring you down to the canvas. There we go. I'm using H. I'm going to start with H, number 646. It's a grayish color. Okay, H. I have been trying to film all morning between, there we go, out of the way, between my dogs carrying on, and then my camera sync keeps telling me the storage is full, so I just went and deleted a bunch of things, and hopefully it doesn't do it again. I'm almost finished the last couple. I was almost, oops, there is this cover sheet right here. It tore, but it didn't tear straight, and I thought I'd gotten this off. Here we go. I'm just gonna cut it down here, I think. Take that piece off. The stick on this canvas is extremely strong. Pull this one back. And really sticky. One of the stickier ones I've seen. Anyhow, we're trying to record all morning for the last hour, I believe, at least an hour, and I get almost finished, and then the dogs would start carrying on. My camera's full. If the dogs aren't carrying on, there's a loud car going by. Yeah, I don't know what they're carrying on about, the dogs, because I look outside all the time and see absolutely nothing. So they must be seeing something like a squirrel or a bunny or something out there, because I sure see nothing. They don't bark at the turkey anymore. They just kind of let him hang around. We have a turkey that just kind of runs the yard, and he pecks on the window from time to time to get our attention. He's a pretty nice little turkey. He doesn't bite people when they come by. Sometimes he will holler and let us know someone's out there, which is crazy for a turkey. But he does that, and like when the UPS comes or Amazon or something like that comes by, he'll gobble at him. But he will try to bite me from time to time. If he wants to eat and I'm leaving somewhere and I haven't fed him, he'll gobble and get angry at me and chase me to the car. And if I'm not careful, he'll bite me in the back leg. And it hurts. And even through the clothes, it kind of hurts. So I have to shoo him off sometimes. If I pick up a little stick, he knows, don't bother me. He's trouble sometimes. He loves dog food or cat food. And if I feed him turkey food, he flips over his bowl and refuses to eat it. So I don't buy it anymore. And he gets dog food or cat food, whatever he's preferring that day. Yesterday I was watching him eat, and we have dog food, and he's smacking his beak on the bottom of the bowl, and he'd eat a bite and then smack it again, and just like he was irritated. Well, the dog food has big nuggets and small nuggets mixed, and he likes the small ones first, and then he'll eat the bigger ones because he has to break them up. He's really a crazy little guy. He's on so many people's camera rolls. People don't normally see, I guess. Turkeys running in the front yard or around the yard loose like that. He's beautiful. He's about 7 years old. And yeah, he's not going to be turkey dinner. So he's just a pet. Yeah, can I take a picture of him? Sure, go ahead. It's really funny. And I don't know if you know, you may know, but their gobbler on the bottom of their mouth and the skin-like stuff on their head, he can change the colors of that. When he gets mad, it really turns red. It'll turn blue from time to time. It's just a normal color, like the skin color, whatever, sometimes. But when he's very upset or irritated, it gets very bright red. And yeah, it's pretty neat. I had no idea until I got him that turkeys do that. I had turkeys before but never thought about it. And there was I think it was the propane guy delivering us some propane. We had 3 of them at that time, and they were pinned up. He was the one he loved turkeys, so he asked if he could walk back to the very back of the yard where they were and look at them. So sure, go ahead. And he took pictures also, and he was telling me he knew a lot about turkeys. So he was telling me a bunch of things about turkeys. And like I said, we had 3 of them when we started with this guy. He was one of the 3. One of them passed away. I think they beat him up because they would argue from time to time. And then we let the 2 other ones out just to run the yard. And one day, one of them was just gone. We had him out. We ran to the store. It takes about an hour round trip. Well, about an hour and a half round trip. And then whatever time we spent in the store. And we came home and saw only 1 turkey. The 2 of them used to hang together. So we thought, well, I guess he's running around in the cow pasture next door, where we have a house on the other side of us. Or if he was running down their yard, we saw him nowhere. So we have a feeling somebody picked him up and took him with them. We had a duck that was it a duck or a goose? No, it was a goose that ran the yard. And he would follow my husband when he was working on his woodwork or the car. He'd get right under the car like he was going to help. Him and my husband, he just loved my husband. And one day a man came up the driveway, and we have a little long driveway. Came up the driveway, and he said, "Can he buy him?" And we said no. He was about 2 years old at the time, and we said no. He's just a pet, so he's not for sale. Well, again, we had went somewhere, think it was church on a Sunday, came home, and Goose was nowhere. He was nowhere to be found. And we didn't have our cameras out front on the driveway at that time. So we believe the man came back when we weren't home and took the goose. He wanted to eat him. I was like, no, he's not a pet. But he was gone, and we were very, very sad. My husband, when he'd work on anything, he'd like, I miss the goose. His name was Goosey Goose. Yeah, so, yeah, that was that little story. Usually you can leave anything outside and nobody bothers it. I have another little story that happened just the other day. I believe it was Thursday last week. We have a coonhound, and he loves to run. However, we don't take him to the dog park. We don't let him run. Our yard's not fenced any longer, but we had electric fence in the front. However, we took it down. It was getting kind of old. So when he gets out, he just bails out the front door. You can't even stop him. He runs. He runs down. He gets out. He goes out, and we're looking out my door. It would be right side. He just takes off. And we always wait a few minutes before we go try to find him and bring him home. And we have to sneak up on him, because if we don't, he'll take off again. Because he just loves to run. He doesn't always come home. The other day, like I said, I think it was Thursday, he bailed out of the house when me and the kids were coming in. And it's like, oh no. And it was blazing hot outside. And usually when it's that hot, he stays out about 10 minutes, and he's back at the front door asking to get in. However, this day, he was not at the front door in 10-15 minutes. So we got in the car, went out looking for him, and went to his favorite places that we know he goes to. And we could not find him. Nowhere to be seen. We drove up and down several times. The road went a good mile down the road, and looking at people, just glancing over in people's yards, and he was nowhere. So we thought maybe he got up. We have a cornfield across the street, and I thought, oh, maybe he's in the cornfield. Then he got lost. But he doesn't make his way out. He didn't come home for an hour. He was gone about an hour. And when he came, I was going to I planned to wash all dogs on Friday. And so I was kind of set up for that. However, Andrew came home. He was clean. I mean, he was pretty dirty. His ears were dirty, and he'd been playing in the dirt in the backyard. So he came home, and he was spotless. I thought, wow, that's kind of odd when it was a few minutes after it set in. And he was going to get his toes cut. His toenails were quite long on Friday, because I usually do it when I bathe him. And his toenails were clipped. I decided, he's really clean. His toenails are cut. How weird. He's clean. That was strange. I know he didn't do it himself or go in a pond and do it. And I looked at his teeth, and his teeth were really clean. So I think the only thing I can figure out is he went up to somebody's house, and they took him in and cleaned him up, gave him a bath, and did all the nail cutting, his teeth, everything, and then let him go back out. Because at an hour, he was right back. He was at the front door for an hour and a half. He was at the front door asking to get in. That's the only way I can figure out how he got so clean. And then again on Friday, I bathed all the dogs, and he wanted to. I didn't want to leave him out, because if he gets left out, they get upset. And so I gave him another little quick bath. And he was quick and easy. The one that's hard is Kai. She's the wolf dog. She has such a thick coat, and she's shedding super bad again. And her fur, when you get her wet, it's kind of odd. It's kind of like a duck fur. It doesn't sink in. It just kind of hangs on the top. It's really hard to get her fur underneath, in water underneath it. So I finally got her water into her fur and soap, and she just was really, she's a hard dog to bathe. It takes so long. Yeah, she really, oops. Oh, I hope I haven't been doing the wrong one. No, it's really good. Yeah, she takes forever. And after I bathe them, I always brush them and trim their nails and what have you. And I brushed her for it took almost 2 hours, maybe a little bit more than 2 hours, to bathe her, cut her toenails, and brush her. First of all, she doesn't care for her back feet to be messed with, or her tail, so she wasn't happy about that. And I brushed her, and she likes that. She loves being brushed. But I brushed her and brushed her and brushed her. I got 2 of your grocery store bags full of them. Get a drink of coffee. Full of dog hair. And I kind of like thinking, I wish I had a spinning wheel. I could spin her fur. But she's got a lot of fur. And so I combed her, hoping to get most of it. And she's still, wherever she lays down, she's dropping fur. And she's not losing her fur. She's just dropping it from shedding and blowing her coat. So needless to say, once I finished all the dogs, I was totally wore out from brushing and cleaning them. But they're all clean and they smell good. All right, change colors. And that's kind of the end of that story about my dogs. Okay, I am going to do, so it has most U. That seems to have a lot of U's. U is the number 647, and it's a beaver gray medium. I'll show you before I mix them up so you can see the color a little better. There we go. And they shook out nicely. I'm working on this canvas just because I wanted to. It's not for an event anywhere. It's not for any purpose. I've been sitting there wanting to do this one for quite some time. I do have a wall that I put my that I have tigers on. I don't have all of them up there, but I have about 4 or 5 of them up there. And I think I'll hang this one too, because I think it's going to turn out really nice. And so I'll have it framed and sealed and put it up on the wall. I have a lot of paintings I need to seal. All winter long I didn't seal because it was too cold out. I figured it'd take too long to dry. And I was worried that the kids would put their hands in them. So I still need to get out there and seal a ton of them. Right now they're sitting in the portfolio, so they're safe. They're not gonna get messed up. So what are you all working on? Are you working on a canvas for an event of someone's? Are you working on just a random one that you picked out? Or are you working one that you've just been wanting to get done forever and ever? And yeah. Or did you get a new one and decide, I'm going to work on that one? There we go. That's your choices. If you want, you can leave it in the comments what you're working on. I'd love to get some comments. And I'd love to get some more people to subscribe. I'm at 46, I believe. And I would like to get to 100. Once I hit 100, I'm going to do a drawing and give a prize out. Send them something. And then the next 100, I'll do the same thing. Draw and send out something. If you're hooked on diamond painting, as I am, and many others I do know, and you have a lot of canvases, do you store them with the drills rolled up the way they come? Or do you lay them flat and file the drills in another area, like a box or something, labeled so you can go back in? You can find them easy enough. And that's what I took all mine out of the packages, laid them flat, and put the drills in a box under the ABC order, and by what I call the canvas. So if I have a canvas, and as I call this one, Tiger's Love, and that's not the actual name for it. I don't believe this one had a name, so I gave it a name, and I would file that one under T. My 20 by 20s, I file all those just under 20 by 20 or 30 by 30. I do the same thing, just all of them in one spot, because I usually don't do too many of those. Let's see, I'm learning how to use yeah. I keep track of my diamond paintings which ones I have. I use Gym Flow. It's, well, yeah, I think you can pay for it, but you can also use the free part. I'm using it freely. I'm not sure if it is totally all free or there is a fee, but I didn't pay for it. And I'm using, I just put in the canvas again with the name of it, take a picture of it, and put in all the colors that, the DMC colors that it uses. And when I want to do another canvas, I can kind of flip through there and I can do another canvas. Well, I just looked up at the camera and I've been jabbering on for 26 minutes now. So I think I'm going to let everybody go and not hold you here any longer. If you've listened to the whole thing, please like and subscribe. Don't forget, you have to hit those little red buttons at the bottom to do that. And I thank you all for coming and watching me. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.